What's up, Flying Squad? Welcome to another preview and prediction video. My name is Flying Brian. Thank you so much for checking out this content. If you find any of it to be worthwhile, please give the video a thumbs up and also subscribe. My goal for thumbs up on this video is going to be 20. We're going to talk about the main event, UFC Fight Night 86, takes place April 10th on a Sunday at around 4 p.m. Eastern Time. Big Ben Rothwell versus Junior Cigano dos Santos. Cigano means gypsy, so that's just a little fun fact. Rothwell is 36-9. Junior dos Santos is 17-4. The odds opened Ben as the underdog at plus 110, but currently he is minus 105, and JDS is also minus money, minus 115. Basically a pick'em. We're going to talk about each fighter individually just a little bit, then the tail of the tape, and I'll get to my pick/prediction toward the end of the video. I will, of course, put a link in the description box below that you can click and go right to the pick. So Big Ben comes into this fight on a 4-fight winning streak. Most of the time, he was the underdog. He knocked out Alistair Overeem. He submitted both Matt Mitrione and Josh the War Master Barnett with a go-go choke. When he did it to Mitrione, we thought that it was just a 10-finger guillotine, and we were kind of questioning Mitrione's resolve when he tapped with both hands, but he also did it to the War Master, so obviously it was just fine for Mitrione to tap out to that thing. And we also found out that it's not a win choke, it is a pain choke. He's squishing the shit out of their Adam's apple. Junior dos Santos, former UFC heavyweight champion of the world. He knocked out Cain Velasquez with an overhand right 66 seconds into the fight, the first time UFC was on regular Fox. And a lot of people think of this guy as just a power puncher, but he has some pretty dynamic kicks as well. He knocked out Mark the Super Simone Hunt with a spinning hook kick, but JDS is only 2-3 in his last 5, having lost his last fight by KO or TKO, I think it was KO, to Alistair Overeem. Talk about the tail of the tape just briefly here. A couple of things that I want to pluck from it. The first thing is that Big Ben, the last time he weighed in was 265. JDS was 238. But Joe Rogan likes to talk about the point of diminishing returns for heavyweights is 245. But I think that we're going to learn, or at least talk about, how Ben standards don't apply to this man. He has the intangibles that we just can't put numbers to, so him being past that point of diminishing returns doesn't really mean shit. But a few stats that I think might mean something are that JDS lands a lot more strikes per minute at 4.66. Ben only lands 2.85 strikes per minute. And both of these guys absorb quite a few strikes per minute. Ben about 3.4, JDS about 3.2, 3.3 strikes absorbed per minute. One thing that's interesting I talked about on the last time I talked about Big Ben is that he absorbs more strikes per minute than Diego the Nightmare Sanchez. Holy shit, right? So obviously Big Ben has quite the chin. Let's talk about how these guys match up against each other. Big Ben kind of stands really tall. He's got his fists out wide, and he does use a lot of movement. Even though you think of this guy, you think of him as not that mobile, but he uses a shit ton of movement. Junior dos Santos is a really athletic guy, but what I want to talk about with how tall Ben stands is Junior throws a lot of body shots. He'll throw hooks to the body. He'll also throw jab at the body. And against Mark Hunt, he threw a spinning back kick to the body. So this guy has a very dynamic, diverse striking attack, does Junior dos Santos. A lot more diverse than Ben Rothwell, but again, we're going to talk about the intangibles with this guy. He submitted the War Master. What the hell? He doesn't have that dynamic of striking, but yet he knocked out Alistair Overeem. Of course, that was in a smaller cage, and we were questioning Alistair's chin, but JDS didn't knock him out, and we're thinking of JDS as a power puncher. A couple of things that I want to talk about with Junior dos Santos is when he fought Stipe Miocic, early on in that fight, Stipe hurt him, and I thought that Stipe was going to be able to swarm him and get the finish. Junior ended up winning that fight, unanimous decision. 2 scorecards, I think, had it 49-46, and one of them 48-47. Could have been opposite, with 2 having the 48-47 and 1 with the 49-46. I thought a 48-47 for either Junior or Stipe would have been just fine, but a lot of people were calling robbery against Stipe. Whatever. It's all working out because Miocic is getting a title shot against Fabricio Verdum anyway, but the thing I'm pulling from that is that Junior was hurt from Stipe early on in that fight. And then against Alistair Overeem, he got hurt with a left hand from Reem in the first round and then got put down with a hook in the second round. And this fight is only happening 4 months after he got knocked out or TKO'd by the Reem. Big Ben has a phenomenal chin. Junior Dos Santos used to have a pretty good chin, but he's been rocked or knocked out, TKO'd in his last 2 fights, and I think that he's coming back too quickly. So we're going to get into the pick here. I think that Ben wins this fight. I got him at plus 110, but I don't think that JDS has taken enough time off after getting knocked out or knocked down by the Reem. You could say that JDS would win this fight early on with a huge punch to Ben, but also Junior kind of gets better as the fights go on. When he knocked out Mark Hunt, it was in the 3rd round. He has been the 5-round distance twice and almost went there 3 times. The second fight against Cain Velasquez almost went there, but he ended up getting finished. And Ben has never went the 5-round distance. So you could say if this thing were to go to the distance, we would be favoring Junior Dos Santos. But I think that Big Ben Rothwell gets it done inside the distance. Like I said, I got him at plus 110. Here's a few interesting things. Ben by submission is plus 350. Ben inside the distance is plus 110. So you got Ben winning before the judges at plus 110. Ben winning by submission, which wouldn't that just be crazy if you got a 3rd go-go choke in a row? That's plus 150. I'm not confident enough that Ben's going to submit Junior, but I do think that because Junior's coming back too soon, Ben also hits really, really hard. Junior absorbs quite a few strikes per minute, that Ben gets it done here. On my UFC picking, I'm putting Ben by KO or TKO in the 3rd round. And at this point in time, DraftKings doesn't have the lineups out yet, but I would consider putting Ben on my DraftKings team depending on how much he is worth. So let me know who you're picking in the comment section down below. Guys, thank you so much for making it to this point in the video. Below me here, I'm going to put some links to some of my other content. I'm going to put a music review. I'm going to put some other fight preview and prediction videos. And then on your right, I'm going to put a link to a campaign that I'm doing where I'm selling some t-shirts with my logo on the front and the Flying Squad hashtag on the back. If you could just check that link out and check out that merchandise. We've got 4 colors of t-shirts, 4 colors of hoodies, 1 baseball tee, and then again, 4 colors of women's t-shirts. Thank you so much for going there. Thank you so much for checking out this video. Once again, my goal for thumbs up is 20, and I'll see you on my next video. Namaste.